Pokémon Worlds 2025 is over, and I attended for the first time in my life. Mostly because it was in my own backyard, and I have adult money now, but nonetheless, I can't wait to go again. Being my first time, I have some thoughts. I'm going to call this the good, the bad, and the great, because this event was amazing. As much as people online like to complain, there really wasn't too much to complain about. I want to start with some positivity, so let's start with the good here. The opening ceremony was really something to behold. I was way in the back of the hall, but there were screens everywhere that allowed you to see no matter where you were if you were in Hall B. The performances were good. It was clearly designed for kids, but at the end of the day, so is Pokemon. This is a kid's game after all. On the topic of ceremonies, the closing ceremony was also good. They showed off some more footage of Legends ZA, some new TCG sets, and some things for Unite that I don't quite care about, but that's okay, because not everything is made just for me. Also good is what I'm calling the externalities of the event. They had local food trucks that were pretty good, and parking wasn't bad. They used some Disney lots, they used all the convention center parking lots, and they even used the garden walk. All these were great ideas to help alleviate the strain on the streets. I also really like the concept of them using the convention center's arena. We're gonna get into that later, but it's such a good resource and it was such a good idea to use, and you really have to commend the Pokemon Company for using it. They didn't have to do that. Now, briefly, let's talk about the bad. We need to have a talk here. Some of the people there had what I'm calling gamer smell. Listen, there is a CVS a block away from the convention center. You don't have an excuse to not pick up some Old Spice or something. Next, let's talk about the Pokemon Center. Now, the Pokemon Center was great. It was well organized, if people would listen. The bad of the Pokemon Center was that people weren't listening to the staff. There was a very big man shouting that, hey, if you're not here for your time slot that they're currently loading in, you need to go away. The Pokemon Center got overwhelmed because of people that wouldn't go away. I heard that announcement and I dipped like the good noodle I am and came back when it was my time. So why was there this mass of people who weren't leaving? If people had listened, everything would have been so much smoother. I saw the tweets online, and when I actually got there, I was preparing for the worst, but in reality, everything was perfectly fine. Just listen. They were staff members. You're supposed to listen to the staff. You're not special. You're not different. You don't have a special pass. Listen to the people in charge. Thanks. Alright, enough negativity. Let's talk about the great parts, because there were a lot. First and foremost, the staff. They were so nice and so helpful. Production did such a good job. The sets on the stage in Hall B were so cool. I'm not even interested in Pokemon Go, but it was so cool that whenever there was a knockout, the lights would flicker in the diner scene they had set up. That was so awesome to watch. I would get distracted just watching that. The stage in Hall B had sets of Southern California culture. They had that diner scene, they had the lifeguard over by the video game part, they had the awesome, I think it was meant to be a lowrider, it was just really a classic car, and then they had what I'm calling the in and out for Pokemon Unite, because it reminded me of some old school retro designs that they have for older in and outs like that. All the sets on the main stage were amazing, and they did such a good job making them. Another great was the people. There were so many people helping each other out and being kind, and that's what Pokemon is all about. On Sunday when I was in the arena, there was a couple in my row, and we were watching the TCG finals. They didn't know what was going on, so they leaned over and asked the guy next to him, and that guy was so excited to share his knowledge, and he did the best that he could to explain what was happening. And I really think those people grasped what was going on because of him. It was really awesome to see a stranger be so kind and help out, and do it out of the kindness of his own heart. It was really awesome to see. Another great was seeing all the families. There were lots of like dads with their kids and stuff like that, and I don't know, it's just really nice to see that this is something people are enjoying and sharing with their family and sharing with their loved ones, and it's really just warms your heart. Another story, I was in the arena on Sunday and I was just walking to the restroom, and a little boy came up to me and handed me, it's a Rockruff sticker that's in the design of Bluey, and I thought it was his, and I didn't want to take it, and the mom told me, oh no, he's handing him out, and it was just really cool to see like that's what he wanted to do. That was his fun, and he was enjoying himself. He couldn't have been more than like 3 or 4. it was just really cool to see. That's what he has fun with, and that's what Worlds is all about, is all ages having fun and doing their own thing. The final great aspect I really want to talk about here was that arena. I know, it's old, it's dusty, it was built in the 60s along with the convention center, guys. It is not in the best of shape, but it was such a good idea to use it. You have that arena at your disposal. That arena doesn't host much these days because it is so old. But having the people in there, having that audience in there, they would all roar as one, they would all clap as one. Whenever in VG finals someone used helping hand, they would do the helping hand clap in unison. It was really cool to see, and it was such a great environment. Such a good idea to do that. Really big props to the Pokemon Company for thinking about doing that. It made for such a great experience. I have some hopes for Worlds 2027 when they return back to Anaheim, and I think it could be even bigger and even better. By then, OC Vibe will be kind of phasing their opening as they prepare for the Olympics. I think using the Honda Ponda as the arena would be such a great idea. They announced that they're going to use the Warriors Arena, the Chase Center in San Francisco, so clearly they have ambitions to fill out big arenas. The Honda Center is getting revamped as part of OC Vibe, and I think showing it off as like a soft opening before they do it for Ducks games would be such a good idea to use it for Worlds if they can get it done. I know that they're doing it for the Olympics in 2028, but man, I'd love to see it in 2027. The convention center was such a great environment for Worlds. I just want it to be even bigger and even better. I want more people to have fun, and I want more people to enjoy it like I did. I hope if you were there at Worlds, you enjoyed your time there and made some memories like I did. And if you like this discussion that I have, I want to produce Pokemon content that is like this. So please subscribe and stick around for that. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great day today. See ya!